Hey, this is Kenny's Audio File Record Reviews. If the video quality is a little bit poor, please forgive me. I'm using a different computer for this video, but I'm going to start when somebody can confirm that they can hear me properly and see me properly in this video. So I'll give it a little time. Yeah, this is a, and hopefully I can figure out how to do the chat, because this is one of the, there's only the second live video stream that I've done. So I'll give it a few more minutes and see if more people watch a video. I know a lot of these live streams, they don't attract, a lot of them don't attract huge audiences. And so whether it's an audience of 1 or 0, I'm going to keep on going and keep this as a live. Thank you, Ryan. I appreciate that. Let me know if you can hear me okay, Ryan. Yeah, I know a lot of people don't watch these streams, at least live anyway. But, you know, if nobody's watching, it'll be saved as a permanent. Thank you, Ryan. It'll be saved as a permanent video on my channel so people can watch it after the fact. But like I said, sorry for the poor video quality that's coming across on this video. I apologize for that. I'll give it a couple of more minutes, and then I'll a minute or two, then I'll start the video. Yeah, this is going to be basically a video of my favorite 1970s songs, and I'm going to also include my wife's favorite songs of the song of the 70s as well at the end of this video. We'll see if we get a few more watching, and we'll take it from there. But for those who are watching so far, thank you very much. I appreciate that. And thank you, Ryan, for watching as well. Hi, Nathan. How you doing? Thank you for viewing my video. Astro Josh, thank you. Oh, Jim Croce. Yeah, that's a good one. I don't know if he made my list, but that's a great one. We also have to say, when I like to say during these videos that, hi, Mark, how you doing? I have to say, when making these lists, they're all subjective. Like Jim Croce, he's can easily be left off someone's list, but he was an amazing artist, and it's a shame his life ended so soon. Mark Decker, how you doing? Okay, I think I'm giving another 30 seconds to a minute. I'm gonna get started with the songs on my list. Like I said, sorry for the poor video quality. It looks poor on my screen, but I don't know if that can be fixed at some point in time. But I hope to do more of these live videos, because it's more of a natural setting, you know, and I can see the audience's questions as well, if there are any. So, but I have my list here. On this list is approximately 25 songs from the 1970s, approximately. They're not in order. However, the last one is my favorite song of the 70s, and it may surprise you. I'll tell you that. And like I said, I'll also give my wife's favorite song of the 70s as well. And if I can remember, I have a worst song of the 70s, and I'm going to include that in this list if I can remember to mention it during this video. But hey, Ian, how you doing? Ian, I was going to call you and get your favorite song of the 70s, but I know you're working hard and stuff, so maybe you can leave yours in the comment section below. But I'm going to get started with my list right now. And like I said, the first 24 are just in random order. But my last one, obviously, is my favorite song. And I'm going to get started with, and it's on this album, That's the Way of the World. And the name of the song is All About Love by Earth, Wind, and Fire. Now, I easily could have chosen Reasons from this album, but I chose All About Love. I love that's a fabulous song by Earth, Wind, and Fire, and I love that song. Ian James, by the way, who just left the last message, is my son, who I love to death. I love you, Ian. Hope your business is doing well. Hope all is well out in San Francisco. Now I'm going to get to my second song, which is not a well-known song. It's called 1900 Yesterday. And it's an easy listening song by a group called Liz Damon and the Orient Express. It's an easy listening song, but it's a fabulous song nonetheless. Also, I must mention that over the next couple of days, I put the links to all the songs mentioned, if I can, in the comment section below within the next few days. So that was Liz Damon and the Orient Express. And the name of the song is 1900 Yesterday. And it's a fabulous, easy listening song. Astro Josh, I was hoping to hear Earth, Wind, and Fire. Oh yeah, they were a great group. Matter of fact, this album, I could have taken like 2 or 3 albums from this, 2 or 3 records from this album. I really could have. And it was a hard choice. But that's a great album. Now I want to get to my next one is from the Isley Brothers. It's called Summer Breeze. It's from their 3+3 album. And that song was issued in 1974. That Liz Damon song that I mentioned previously is from 1970. And we're going to move on to my next song, which is a group, Derek and the Dominoes and Layla, makes my 1970s list. Derek and the Dominoes, 1970 hit Layla. Another song is one of me and my wife's favorite songs. It's called Make It With You by the group Bread. Bread, 1970, the song Make It With You. Now we're going to move up to the Stylistics. The Stylistics had a lot of hits in the 1970s, and this one's from 1971. And the name of the song is People Make the World Go Round. Sorry for the video, it's kind of slowing up on you. Let's see. Oh, BT Express is a William BT Express is a fabulous song, but I like that their song. I think it's called "Here Comes the Express." I have that album, but "Here Comes the Express" is my favorite BT Express song. And like I said, sorry for the freezing video. Like I said, this is only my second live video, especially on this computer. So People Make the World Go Round, 1971 by the Stylistics. Now we're going to get on to another one. Joe Biss says, hey man, I know this is kind of off the topic, but do you have any of the Strokes albums? No, I don't have any of the Strokes albums, I don't think. The 2001, no, I don't have that one, Joe. My next song is by an artist, a very little known artist, but the song was fabulous. His name is Timmy Thomas. And the name of the song is Why Can't We Live Together? That's from 1972. Timmy Thomas. Why Can't We Live Together from 1972. Let's see, William, I have the LP. Let's see, I think it's HIV News by Regina. Blessings to you as well. My next song is a group, again, another very little known group from 1971. The name of the group is The Beginning of the End, and the name of the song is Funky Nassau. They have a short version of the song and a long version of the song. And they're both great. Funky Nassau, 1971, by the group The Beginning of the End. Now, my next one is this band called Dr. Buzzards' Original Savanah Band. And the name of the song is hard to pronounce, but it came out in 1976. I think I was in the 10th grade or something like that. And I loved this song at the time. And it's called Cherchez La Femme. I'm probably mispronouncing the name, but Cherchez La Femme by the group Dr. Buzzards' Original Savanah Band. And again, sorry for the freezing video. The theme from Shaft, 1971 by Issac Hayes. That's one of the greatest theme songs, movie theme songs of all time. 1971 Shaft by Issac Hayes. It won an Academy Award for the Best Original Song. Now we have from 1975. This song has to be on the list. Brother Smokey Robinson. The song is Quiet Storm. Quiet Storm by Smokey Robinson. We got one from Steely Dan album. The name of the song is Deacon Blues. Deacon Blues from 1977, Steely Dan. And we're going to move up to Cats in the Cradle by Harry Chapin, the 1974 song. Harry Chapin, a great singer. Too bad his life ended soon too. Harry Chapin, a great singer and a great storyteller through his songs. He was just absolutely fantastic. Harry Chapin, the 1972 song, a 1974 song, I should say, Cats in the Cradle. Next one is Vincent by Don McLean. Vincent. Some people call it Starry, Starry Night, but it's called Vincent. A beautiful song. But he also had a great song, American Pie, I think it's called. That was just as good. Hello, I think it's Daniel. Hello, how you doing? Now we're going to get up to War. The 1972 song from War is called The World Is A Ghetto. That's one of my favorite songs. That beautiful vibe and groove that they laid down War. The World Is a Ghetto from 1972. Now, this one, we're going to switch it up a little bit. We're going to switch it up a little bit. And this is going to be a song that's probably not a lot of people's favorite songs of the 70s, but it's from Olivia Newton-John. And the name of the song is called Sam. It's a beautiful song, just straight up great song. So Sam by Olivia Newton-John from 1976 makes my list. 1971, and this song is on my favorite album of all time, and it's called Mercy Me by Marvin Gaye, 1971. I'm trying to look at some of these messages here. Oh, I really enjoy Station to Station by David Bowie. Greetings from Norway. Thank you for viewing my video from Norway. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. So Sam by Olivia Newton-John. Now this one is from one of my favorite artists of all time. And this is Van Morrison. This song sounds like a jazz song to me. The name of the song is Moondance by Van Morrison from 1970. Got to include some rock on the list, so I included Led Zeppelin. There's two Led Zeppelin songs I love to death, and one of them is from 1975, and that's Kashmir. 1975, Kashmir by Led Zeppelin. Says, Kenny, start up again. Since you don't have any strokes, do you own any Velvet Underground, Lou Reed? I have to check my collection on the Lou Reed and the Cars in my collection. But thanks for asking, Joe. And you're not interrupting. Anybody has a question, feel free to ask. So Kashmir by Led Zeppelin is on my list. Now this song, and I have the album here, is one of my favorite songs when I first heard it in 1979. It's from the Manhattan Transfer, and it's from their Extensions album. And it's a beautiful song called A Foreign Affair. And it came out in 1979. Foreign Affair by the Manhattan Transfer. Now, this next one is from, I think it's from this Intervision record album by Stevie Wonder. Intervisions by Stevie Wonder. And the name of the song, I think Lisa, Living for the City by Stevie Wonder from his where's my date on here? 1973. I think this album may have won. He had this streak where he won Album of the Year like multiple times, maybe like 3 out of 4 years. And I think this is one of them. I'm almost sure. But he has another song on this album that I used to play a lot in the presence of my son. It's called Golden Lady. That's another favorite song. But Living for the City has to be on the list. If It's Magic. Now, If It's Magic is another beautiful song from the Songs in the Key of Life album that was issued in 1976 by Stevie Wonder, If It's Magic. There was a lot of great songs on this album, but if I had to choose one, that's probably the best one. It's called If It's Magic, Stevie Wonder. Now, let's see. Oh, Lowdown by Boz Skaggs. I think it came out in 1976. I think I was around my freshman year in high school. That was just a mellow groove that almost every genre was grooving to that song, regardless of your race, genre that you love. Lowdown by Boz Skaggs. I mean, it was a hit with the Black community, all communities. Boz Skaggs by, Lowdown by Boz Skaggs. That was the songs as far as I'm concerned. Now I'm down to 2. And this one easily could have been my number 1. And then the group is the Temptations. And the name of the song, and the reason why I picked this song is it was relevant when it came out in 1970, and it's still relevant today. And the name of the song is Ball of Confusion. If you listen to the lyrics, a lot of that stuff's going on today. Ball of Confusion by the Temptations. Also, I love that song because they mention the Beatles in that song. Ball of Confusion by the Temptations. Now, I'm going to choose my least favorite song of the 1970s. And then I'll give my wife's favorite song of the 1970s, and then mine. My least favorite song of the 1970s, and it's not going to be popular with a lot of you out there. It's called Alone Again Naturally by Gilbert O'Sullivan. I never could get into that song. Alone Again Naturally by Gilbert O'Sullivan. See, John says, great to see you streaming. Thank you, John. Hopefully I can do this more if I can work out the quality of the video a little bit better. Patrick, good evening, and everyone happy New Year. Thank you, Patrick. And Beatles' new records of gas. That's the phrase that I love so much in that song. I think it goes, fear in the air, tension everywhere, unemployment rising, and the Beatles' new records of gas or something like that. Fabulous song. Thank you, John. Tony checking in from Jersey. Keep on rock. Thank you, Tony. Oh, Tony, I love your channel, by the way. You do some great videos, man. Thank you, Tony. Somebody checking in from New Jersey, Patrick. Thank you, Patrick. Now I'm gonna get to my wife's favorite song of the 70s. She picked 2, and one I thought was from 1970, but it wasn't. Is Spirit in the Sky by Norman Greenbaum. It came close to being in the 70s because it was issued in December 1969. I told her, I told my wife this song was issued in the 70s, but I missed it by a month. But that was one of her picks, but it's not from the 70s. Spirit in the Sky by Norman Greenbaum. But her favorite song from the 70s is from her favorite group of the 70s, and that's Hotel California by the Eagles. Now we're going to get to my favorite song of the 70s. I'm reading some of these messages, so sorry about that. Thanks, my friend. Appreciate you watching. Right on, Tony. Like I said, I love your channel and what you do. I know you had a video we showed, I think some Man from Uncle albums, and I asked some Man from Uncle albums, Man from Uncle book. I'm a huge fan of the series, so I really love that video. Hello, thank you for viewing from Japan. I really appreciate it. Now, my favorite song of the 70s is a surprise. It's from a group called Royce. The song came out in 1977, and the name of the song is Wishing on a Star by Royce from 1977. To me, that's my favorite song from the 1970s, and it's probably not even close. I love that song when it came out in 1977, and I love it just as much today as I did back then. John Marino, Spirit in the Sky. Well, with the song. Car Wash. That was Car Wash. Okay, that's a great song. Thank you, Regina, for that. I'm reading some of these messages. For 1970, definitely. Yeah, it was a golden decade, a golden era. A lot of people think of the disco era as like a lull or a negative part of music history. I like the disco era for the most part. I love some of those songs. I was in high school and I was listening to all these songs on the radio. Were you into disco, and were you glad when it died? I like some of the disco artists, Donna Summer, so on and so forth. What's her name? Yvonne Elliman, and a lot of the artists from that time. I really like some of the songs. I think disco came around 75, 76. I think the first half of the 70s was a little bit better than the second half. But disco has its place, and it has a great place in the history of music. It was definitely unique, though, as things transitioned into the 80s. There was genre great music. 70s is so hard to pick a favorite, Gross, but funk, jazz, disco, heavy metal, R&B. Thank you, Patrick, for that message. Only my vinyl tag 2020. I made a shout out on your group. Oh, thank you, Regina, for putting a shout out on my about my channel. I really appreciate that, Regina. Patrick says R&B. Patrick, are you insinuating there's not enough R&B on the list, or did you see the video from the beginning? No, there's a lot of great R&B artists. I mean, I easily could have included more, Temptations, Stylistics, the Delphonics were great. There was a lot of great black and R&B groups during that time. And that could be like another video. Although I think I did a video on, some R&B artists and R&B songs. I'm sitting here reading some of these messages. But the 1970s was a great time, and a great time for me. I mean, I covered. Were you a fan of DJ Rogers? To be quite honest with you, I don't know who DJ Rogers is. Where was DJ Rogers based at? I'm here in California, Southern California. I'm not too familiar with DJ Rogers. Yeah, but the 70s was a great time for me because it covered my elementary school years, junior high school years, high school years, and the beginning of college. So it was a great time for me. I must admit, I enjoyed the beginning of the college years better, but the 70s was very special, as was the 60s. I believe Los Angeles, great soul gospel singer. No, I'm not familiar with DJ Rogers. Be honest with you, John. I'm gonna have to look him up on the internet. But I said that was a great time musically. It really was. It was just simply spectacular because they say the music is a soundtrack of our lives, and you just hear some of these songs, transport you back to where you were in the 70s at any particular point in time. Patrick, I grew up in New Jersey. All, of course, many of the great DJs on radio from New York, of course, W. Yeah, out here, radio music. Out here, we had Kiss FM with Rick Dees, I believe, in the later part of the 70s. I know in the 60s, we had KRLA. That was a huge station here in the 60s. And maybe throughout the early 80s, I believe. It says, Kenny, do you recall there was a period of the Rolling Stones where they featured a Temptations tune on each of the album? No, I do not. I'm not familiar with that, Tony. 93 KJL. Yeah, I was a big fan of KJLH, John. I think it was based in Compton. They used to have a Sunday oldie show. I think it was KJLH, and I think I used to always listen to it. That was a great station, KJLH. I think it was KJLH Compton, I believe. We cannot forget Disco Demolition in 1979. Okay. Disco reputation was damaged by this horrible act. Thank you, Joe. KACE. Also, there was a station out here in California called, gosh, I forgot it. I wish I could remember. It was a black station. I used to listen to it. I just forgot the call letters. Oh, it was I wish I could remember it. It was a great station. The Jacksons, Bruce Springsteen, Genesis, Bill Withers. He could have been easy on the list of Police. So good. Yeah, all these lists are somewhat subjective. It's hard. It's very difficult to include everybody on anybody's. Let's say if everybody in the audience will make a top 25 list, I bet you all those top 25 lists will be totally different. Oh, the black station out here in California I used to listen to was called K-Day. I don't know if anybody out here from California, the call letters were, it was K-Day. It was a black station that he used to always listen to. I'll stay on for a couple of more minutes. Then not any more questions. I guess I'll sign off, and the people who missed it can always watch the video when it's archived on YouTube. But if I were to choose my favorite decade of music, it would be the 1960s, for sure. Joe Marino. I'm from Southern California. I listened to too many of those stations. That's when radio was great back in the day, in the 60s and the 70s. That's when radio was great. Like I said, in California, you had in the 60s, you had, I think, KRLA, Kiss FM in the 70s. If you like easy listening, there's a station called K-Big. Thanks, Tony, for viewing, man. I really appreciate it. A lot of those great stations from the 60s, because radio was much bigger than obviously is now. I used to listen on the radio on my cassette recorder in the 1970s, record songs, so I didn't have to go out and pay for the music. Patrick got absolutely 100 spot on the radio. You will never, like it was in the 60s and 70s, any market. That's definitely true, Patrick. That's definitely true. When is it? I don't know. I don't have a planned live stream, and be quite honest with you, as of even yesterday, this wasn't planned. Um, but I'm not so sure. If I do, hopefully I can kind of post it up in advance or something like that. But I would like to do more of these live streams because it's more of a natural uh, way of presenting yourself, and also you get to see the audience's questions in real time and respond to them in real time. So I give it a few more minutes, see if you have any more questions or not. I'll give it exactly one more minute. If nobody has any more questions, I guess I'll sign off, and those who missed the live stream can see it as it's posted on YouTube. And like I said, the songs on my list, I'll probably add them in the comment section over the next couple of days. Joe Marie, we need to talk. I grew up in the I grew up in the 60s and 70s too. I'm 63 years old. I was born in 1960. I think I was born at a perfect time, to be honest with you, because I'm old enough to catch part of the 60s, part of the greatness of the 60s, the second half of the greatness of the 60s. What was your favorite concert that you went to? Gosh, I saw Miles Davis 3 times. So it has to be Miles Davis, one of the 3. I've seen everybody from Miles Davis to Janet Jackson to Carole King, a lot of artists. But I probably have to say, I seen Tina Turner at the Greek Theater in Los Angeles when she was hot in the 80s. But the Miles Davis I saw was from the 70s. I wish I was old enough to see the 1960s Miles Davis. But I guess it would have to be Miles Davis, I think. But like I said, I've seen Carole King, Miles Davis, Tina Turner, Janet Jackson, Andy Williams, believe it or not. And he put it on a great show because he's a great vocalist. My girlfriend at the time loved Andy Williams, and so do I. So we saw him at the Universal Amphitheater near Universal Studios in Hollywood. That venue does not exist anymore. I think they tore it down for the Harry Potter ride or something like that. I was blessed to see a lot of great concerts, and I've been to several country concerts. Even though I don't like country, everybody who I dated and my wife, who I married, were country music fans. So I've been to like maybe 10 country concerts, believe it or not. But I guess I'm seeing no more questions, so I think I'm in the stream. But those who are watching it, I got another question. Did you see Parliament at the phone? No, I didn't. But I wanted, and I should have added some Parliament songs to this list because I'm a huge Parliament fan. They had some festival in the 70s. I think it was called the Funk Festival. I forgot where it was. It could have been the LA Coliseum. I'm not sure. It was called the Funk Festival. And I think Parliament could have been at that concert. But I wish I would have seen Parliament in their heyday, because when I was in high school, as far as I'm concerned, when I was like in the 10th grade and stuff, Parliament was the group for me. I mean, they put out some great stuff. I have their albums in my collection. So, Prince. Okay, well, I'm going to talk about Prince. My favorite Prince song is called and it's not a popular song. It's not one of his more famous songs, but my favorite Prince song is a song called Housequake. It just has this beautiful vibe and groove to the song. Something you can just infectiously get into. I saw War at the House of Blues in 1990. Oh man, I wish I could have seen War. I wish I could have seen War even back in the day. I wish I could have seen War. They were a great group, vocal group and instrumental group. They just laid down the vibe and groove, in a soulful way. Yeah, it must have been a great concert. But I wish I could have seen the more original, mid-70s War. That would have been cool. But seeing War in 1990s is cool. I saw George Clinton in the y'all show. That must have been great too. Yeah, I remember Art Laboe. Art Laboe was fantastic. Art Laboe. He's always doing those record specials and stuff like that. Art Laboe. There was this DJ here in California, and I think he operated out of gosh, maybe I forgot the city, but maybe some small city I can barely get the signal where I lived growing up. But he used to call himself the Emperor. The Emperor. I think his name was Bob Hudson. I think he's a very little known DJ in California. But I used to love his shows because the way he entertained the audience on the radio in between songs was fabulous. The Emperor, and his name was Bob Hudson. But like I said, he's not known. I bet you none of the audience knows him, but he was absolutely spectacular. I love listening to him. And Art LeBeau was great too. Yeah. See, I'll give it a minute, and if I don't see any questions, I think I'll sign off. Emperor Hudson. Yeah, John, I guess you remember him. That guy was great. He was one of my favorites. He had a great personality to go with radio. So I'm glad somebody else remembers the Emperor. Cool as that. Humble Harv, I remember him. Remember Humble Harv? I forgot what station he was on. I don't know if he was on KRLA or what. Humble Harv was not KRLA, I don't think. The Real Don Steele, yes. Yeah, little jingle that said the Real Don Steele. I remember him. Were they, hey John, were they on KRLA, Humble Harv, and the Real Don Steele? I think they were, but I'm not sure. Yeah, that was in maybe 93 KHJ. I remember 93 KHJ. Maybe you're right. Either way on KHJ or 93 KHJ, maybe they were, or KRLA. Because I think that there was a and I forgot his name. His face is in my mind. He hosted what's that show where the dating game, and I forgot his name. And Huggy Boy, yeah, I remember Huggy Boy too. Huggy Boy was cool. Huggy Boy, I remember him. There was a DJ. Gosh, I forgot his name. He hosted the dating game. He was a famous DJ in the '60s. Bob Eubank, yeah, and I think he may have organized one of the early Beatles concerts out here in California at the Hollywood Bowl. Jim Lang, yes. But Bob Eubank is the one I'm thinking about. Hello, Kenny. I enjoy your videos. Thank you, John. I appreciate that. Thank you for all the well wishes and fabulous compliments you left on my video concerts. Yeah, that's what I thought. He was an MC. I was wondering how much money he made on his concert because he I think he was one of the organizers of those concerts. A Newlywed Game. You're right, the Newlywed Game. I never forget that game. My mother used to watch all those shows in the '60s. The Newlywed Game, the Dating Game, whatever they were. That Newlywed Game was popular for a long time too. A long time. Thank you, John, for that. But like I said, I hope to do this this type of video more in the future. I hope. I just don't like the quality of the stream on this computer, but it is what it is. But I give another 30 seconds after it. I think I'll take it to 40 minutes, and then I think I'll sign off unless I get more questions. But this was pretty cool. Like I said, my favorite song is "Wishing on a Star" from Royce. That is the best song of the '70s for me. It's not even close. Like I said, I love it just as much now as I did then. And my opinion hasn't changed since I heard the song in 1977. Check you next time. Thank you, John. I appreciate it, man. But oh yeah, Steve, that was a great song. Like I said, that's my favorite song of the '70s. It was just simply beautiful, well arranged, well orchestrated, and everything. Patrick, a phenomenal song. So many. My feelings on Earth, Wind, and Fire. They made my list. They're on my list with the song Reasons. This song right here, I could have took maybe 2 or 3 songs from this album and included it on my list. I've seen Earth, Wind, and Fire before. I think the leader of the band was Maurice White, if I recall. I'm not, gosh, at this age, I'm not good with his name, but I think his name was Maurice White. Thank you, Ian. I love you, son. I'll talk to you soon. Maurice White, I think, was the leader of that band. And I saw them, it was sometime in the 80s, and it was still, most of the members of the band were still in Earth, Wind, and Fire. So it was a great group to see live in person. So they put on a show. Yeah, I agree with you, Steve. I agree with you 100%. All of their songs, man, they were legit. They just weren't simple. They did not cheat the audience. They didn't cheat the consumer with their records. They were just a fabulous band, for sure. Well, I think I'm a log off right now, but I don't see any more questions. So thank you very much, all you, for taking the time to view my my video. I really appreciate it. And for those who are watching this when it's posted, please like and subscribe. Hit the like button. That'll help my channel out. And as I always say at the end of my videos, God bless, strong love, and peace to all worldwide. Yes, it was. Thank you, Patrick. Really appreciate it. Thank you, Steve, too. Thank you, Steve, for saying that. Appreciate it. Well, I'm going to sign off. Thank you guys for watching my video. God bless. Keep the peace worldwide. Oh, by the way, I'm going to put all this, like I said, I'm going to put all the songs on my list over the next few days in the comment section below. I'll try and do that within the next 2 or 3 days. Thank you for viewing.